Have you been waking up feeling tired and achy, no matter how much sleep you're getting? Or maybe you found that even though you're exercising and eating healthy, your doctor is telling you that you have high blood pressure and seem to be at risk at developing type 2 diabetes. As scary as this sounds, the explanation may be simpler than you realize. In fact, these are all signs of a potential magnesium deficiency. If this is you, you're not alone. It's estimated that about 50% of the U.S. population is deficient in magnesium. Magnesium is hugely important for everything, from maintaining muscle and nerve function and regulating blood sugar levels to forming proteins, bones, and DNA. But despite what you may have heard, if you're one of the many Americans who are deficient in magnesium, any old magnesium supplement just isn't going to cut it. That's right, some magnesium supplements are better than others. For instance, the cheapest magnesium supplement available, which is magnesium oxide, isn't as easily absorbed by your body as other forms. And that's where magnesium glycanate comes in. This is the form of magnesium that is most easily absorbed by your body, and as a result, can yield the biggest results. Today, I'm going to walk you through some of the incredible results you can get by taking magnesium glycinate. But before I do, I want you to think of someone who could be helped by this video, and then share it with them. Benefit number 1, it can reduce hypertension. One of the most amazing benefits of magnesium glycinate is that it has the power to lower high blood pressure. One review published in the journal Hypertension looked at the relationship between magnesium and hypertension by examining 34 controlled trials involving over 2,000 people. What they found was that on average, magnesium supplementation for 3 months led to a decrease in systolic blood pressure by a value of 2 and diastolic blood pressure by a value of 1.78. For reference, normal blood pressure is considered anything less than 120 systolic and less than 80 diastolic. So these changes are pretty significant and testify to the power of magnesium glycinate. Another study found even more incredible results. These researchers published their findings in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and concluded that magnesium supplementation in those with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or chronic disease could reduce systolic blood pressure by more than 4 and diastolic by over 2. Number 2, it reduces risk of diabetes. Another incredible benefit of magnesium glycinate relates to its impact on type 2 diabetes. Some studies have shown that those with a lower intake of magnesium have trouble with blood sugar regulation and are at an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. For instance, one review looked at 25 studies that included over 637,000 people, including nearly 27,000 with a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. The authors of the review found that the risk of having type 2 diabetes was decreased by anywhere from 8 to 13% per 100 milligrams per day increase in magnesium intake. Another review, published in the journal Nutrition, looked at 18 different studies to assess the impact of magnesium supplementation on diabetes. What they found was that those who took magnesium daily for only 6 to 24 weeks experienced significantly reduced fasting blood sugar levels when compared to a placebo group. Number 3, it improves symptoms of depression. Magnesium glycinate doesn't just benefit your physical health. It's shown to be important when it comes to your mental health as well. This is particularly the case for those suffering from depression. There are numerous studies that have sought to establish the link between magnesium intake and depression. One was a randomized controlled trial, the results of which were published in the journal PLOS ONE. In this study, the researchers divided 26 adults with mild to moderate symptoms of depression into 2 groups: those who received magnesium supplementation and those who received a placebo. After only 6 weeks, the participants being treated with magnesium showed a significant improvement in their depression symptoms when compared to the placebo group. As an added benefit, participants also showed an improvement in generalized anxiety disorder. But magnesium glycinate may have the potential to treat even more serious forms of depression as well. For instance, some scientists have hypothesized based on existing evidence that magnesium may be able to effectively treat those suffering from major depression, a more severe form of depression. Number 4, it improves bone health. You probably know that calcium and vitamin D are ingredients for strong bones. But did you know that magnesium, and particularly magnesium glycanate, plays an important role in bone health as well? The link between this mineral and bone density has been fairly well established by this point. For instance, one review published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition looked at data of over 73,000 postmenopausal women and found that lower intake of magnesium was associated with lower bone mineral density. Similarly, a review of 28 different studies that looked at the connection between magnesium intake and bone health found that lower levels of magnesium are associated with osteoporosis. Furthermore, the authors of the review found that increased magnesium intake improved bone mineral density and reduced fracture risk. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing as we continue to make content to help you live longer, happier, healthier lives.